Hey everyone, this is Hanno from Crack and Gate here. So in this video we'll be doing a little bit more work on the VFR800. So this time we're going to be fixing the windscreen. So one of the main reasons why I'm replacing the screen is firstly because it has some damage to it and I want to improve the condition of the bike. And also if you look at the profile of the screen, it's quite steep, and I haven't really been a big fan of how it looks. I reckon it looks a little bit, I guess, gaudy could be the word. Just looks too steep. Like when I'm riding it, it doesn't really work anyway. It's throwing wind into my face at least. So I'm going to try and revert, change the profile, put a different screen on it. So I'm going back towards the standard profile screen. Mainly because it suits the shape of the bike, given how the body's shaped and curves, and also a little bit of a lighter tint, so I have a bit more visibility through the screen. Because at the moment, if you look through here, it's pretty dark, so there's not too much you can see outside and behind the screen. So as some of you are probably aware, particularly with Honda VFR800s, now they're getting older. This one's 1999 model. Getting parts for them can be difficult and also can be expensive depending on what you're getting, particularly panel work now. They're starting to fetch for several $100s at least for a fair condition body kit. This one needs some work. I'm going to be working on, I guess, mending some of the cracks and stuff that are on it. There's bits and pieces that need attention, so I'm looking at doing repair work on the panels and then sending it back and then giving it a paint. That's in future videos to come. So sourcing parts, I managed to find where I could get a standard profile screen. That was through wemoto.com.au. Basically they had to order it from England to get it made because they don't manufacture the screens anymore. So it took a few weeks to get here. Pricing, it was about $80 delivered to Australia, so it took about 4 or 5 weeks, so wasn't in a hurry to get it. Yeah, so that's how it is. So it was packaged up pretty well. I've already had a look at the screen to see if it was damaged or not, and it's not, which is good. It was packaged really well, so I'm quite happy about that. It came in a rather large box, and the box is non-damaged as well, so that's always good. A couple extra bits and pieces, so you got some little soft key rings to go with your motorbike key. Also a bit of a sticker here if you want to throw on your bike or whatever. And this here looks like probably a bandana or something. Multifunctional headwear. And then you got some little diagrams there as to how to wear it in style. So yeah, and then little information page about what other goods and products that they do provide. So have a look, there's the web address there and phone number, give them a bell and they might be able to help you out. They've got a pretty good catalogue on their website as well, so you might be able to find what you're looking for, particularly for some of the older models. Yeah, so we'll get this unwrapped and we'll have a look. So here we have the screen here. As you can tell by all the bubble wrap, it was wrapped up pretty good. From what I can see, it doesn't look like it's got any cracks in it, and it's a light grey colour, so it went a light smoke, and also the standard profile, so you can see there's no extreme bubbles as you've seen on that one there. And also, comparatively, you can see there's quite a lot of difference between the shading of the windscreens. So yeah, now we're just going to go through and fit it up, so let's do that. So yeah, going through replacing the windscreen, I haven't done this before, so I guess pretty much go through the way I see it would be the right way to do it. So on the inside of each side of the windscreen, there's these two little panels held in by a Phillips head. So I'll probably just remove those two first and then see what goes on from there. So I've just got my Phillips head here, just get in there and undo them. You can see pretty much at the end of the panel there's cracking on the windscreen, so either caused by something hitting it or perhaps it's just age and just stress on it. So get that screw out. So now you can see the little fitting there that the windscreen fits in, as well as the rail there, so which matches the windscreen that we've been supplied, so that's a good start. And we'll just take off that side now. So then here, just take off this one as well, so another Phillips. Obviously with windscreens, they're not a structural part of the motorcycle as such, so I guess undoing or doing up the screws more so, they don't need to be super tight. That's probably what happened with the other side, and that's probably what led to the windscreen cracking. So now let's give that a bit of a wriggle. So there's a bit stuck on there, and there's more cracking up in here as well, which is the crack that was on the front of it at the start of the video. So for there, just need to see what else needs to happen. So from looking inside here, there's nothing, and you can see the tab on the windscreen runs down beside on the inside of the rail and the bodywork. So with that, that's where the mirrors fit on. So my guess is we'll have to undo these two 10mm bolts and should be able to access, it's probably likely a bolt under there, or at least a plug or something holding that tab, securing that in for the windscreen. So we'll just get rid of these two on each side and take the mirrors off. So I took off the first 10mm bolt on the mirror, and I was able to, well, soon discovered that there is a screw under there. So as you can see, the mirror sitting there, you got the plate as well that sits behind it. If you pretty much just spin the mirror out of the way, then that gives you some access to access the screw there, which secures in back here, which secures the windscreen to the frame. So just undo those two screws, one on each side, and then should be pretty good to remove the windscreen from the body. So yeah, what we're doing now is just removing the screw that was under the mirror mount. So pretty much unscrew that and do the other one on the other side, and then should be pretty good to go to take the windscreen out. So then there's one. And then second screw. Good thing I'm fixing the bodywork on it, otherwise I'd be rather upset. Cool. So then the other screw out, and then take it out. So let's do that. Also, point to note is when you're taking the screen out, once you've undone, it's probably easier if you take the mirrors off. Sort of found that out because you need to be able to pull the panel out a little bit, just so you're able to move the windscreen out between the location lugs that it's got, and there's another location lug on the inside of the panel as well. So just gently pull it out a bit, not too much, because obviously these fairings cost a fortune to repair or replace. Out a little bit, and then pull the windscreen out when it's cleared from those locating lugs, and then same side again. So yeah, so we'll put the new one in and go from there. So as you can see already, yeah, the profile I reckon looks a lot better now. It looks a lot cleaner. It's not as big. Yeah, it just keeps the bike a little bit smaller and shorter. Big bikes, but yeah, you know, it makes it a little bit different. Mix up the styling a bit. So with important thing, at first when I was trying to fit it up, it didn't feel like it was going to fit in properly, because there's a couple of little tames down the bottom here that need to slide into the grooves. So it's a little bit of stressing to get it into those holes and then down. Also up here, just be, I guess, careful. The windscreen fits in underneath the panel the whole time. So up until this point here, then the windscreen goes in underneath the panel, and then once you got that in there, just make sure it sits in there nice. Don't stress it too much. Obviously they're fragile, and you strain it too much, it's going to crack, and then game over, I guess. So I got the 2 screws in where the mirrors mount back on. So I'm going to chuck the mirrors back on, and then refit the those panels, plastic panels underneath on the inside. There we go, we've got the mirrors fitted back on, so I was pretty much just chuck the boots back onto the mirrors. Yeah, these can be a bit tricky. From what I've heard, you can use a hairdryer to soften up the rubber and then stretch them back over the little places, little plates on the inside of the mirrors here, and also these plates down the bottom here, which the boots stretch over. So you can heat them up and make them fit again. Yeah, and now I'm just going to refit the panels to the inside of the dash area, and then should be all good. So do that. So there we go, we've got the bike back together now. We've got the new windscreen fitted. So you can just remember the windscreen fits in behind this panel and obviously between the tubular frame. Then down here there's a little tang that goes in, sort of hooks in behind this slot in here. Same as on that side there, and then running up again through there. When you're doing up your screws, so the ones on the underside of the mirror mounts, do them up so they're firm, not so they're super tight, because obviously it's going to put stress on the windscreen and then can lead to issues with cracking and stress on the windscreen. And then also you got these panels here, a couple little tangs, locator tangs at the bottom, locate them, and then put your screws in. I had to push a little bit of downward pressure onto the top of the windscreen just to get it to fit right, and then just do your screws up till they're snug. And then yeah, so that's pretty much the windscreen fitted, so it's not too bad. Take it back here, so you can see here now, that's the profile of the bike. It's not as, I guess, large. Bike looks a lot a lot shorter now, so which is good. And also visibility wise, so you can see straight through now, so it's still daytime apparently, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you like what you saw on this video, or any other content on the Crack and Gate channel, click subscribe, leave a comment below what you thought. I'll put a link to wemoto.com.au as well in the description if you want to have a look at that. And also, yeah, share the links, and I guess, let other people know about if this is going to come in handy for them. So appreciate you watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.